you ain't watch it, so you know.
Yo,
I
her
be
mother
watching that,
looks
and I
her
watch
mother
the
looks so
documentary
young.
John
I
Wick.
thought that was her aunt, bro. That was crazy. She looks so young.
Uh-huh. The real losers in this are the Marvel haters. They
Oh
said
my
it
god.
was 1 out of 3. It was a one. No, it was a 3 out of 10.
That's
They said this
crazy.
shit sucked. Marvel, you can't take these reviews serious anymore. They just got an opinion. They're not even watching the show. They just it's bad, it's
But
bad.
can
Oh,
we?
I hate
Can,
it, I hate it.
but can we be honest though? In that Disney, I mean,
No.
I would say this: the show isn't as bad necessarily as where a lot of the haters are saying. I think the show is
Mm.
bad. I don't think it's a good show.
What do you
If
agree with that was bad?
Wait, let him get it out. Let him
um
get it out fully.
No,
Yeah,
okay, my
I
bad,
think.
my bad, my
Well,
bad, my
well,
bad.
well. I'm gonna. Well, hold on now. Like, most of the Marvel shows aren't very good. This one being included in there, so I'm not. So this is me not picking at it. It's just from a logic standpoint, the show doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Just logically, like if you
Okay,
just if
out of 10, what do you give it?
out of 10, maybe like a 4.
A 4 out of
I,
10.
yeah,
Really?
like
That's
I would give Moon Knight
crazy.
like a 6. Like I just it's just not a no, no. This I'm not trying to crap on
Moon
it.
Knight was better than this?
Oh,
Moon
okay.
Knight was
All
better.
right.
Yeah.
Mute up. Hell no, 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 no. This is
Wait,
crazy.
wait.
Wait, how was that?
Moon,
Wait, how was that a
wait, no.
controversial? Wait. How was that a controversial statement though? Now it's better than Echo. How was?
Echo is one of the worst.
It's kind of so John, but it kind of is a controversial statement.
In
When
this
you look at
regard,
most people don't like Moon Knight, but people are actually liking this show, so that's why you're getting the kind of
I would say more people like
the
Moon Knight. I would
vitriol.
say way more people like Moon
Oh,
Knight.
no.
Just
No,
hold on.
no,
Just
no.
off the wait. Just off the
no,
basis
it's
of
not like
Oscar
nobody
Isaac. Wait,
hated
wait.
Moon
I
Knight.
can't get the idea out. They
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
My
Moon
bad,
Sorry.
my
Knight.
Go
bad,
ahead.
my
Just
bad, my bad.
just listen. This is logic. People like Moon Knight more just off the basis of Oscar Isaac being in the show. Oscar Isaac as a character and what he was doing is better than what old girl in this show was doing.
So, question,
Mm.
because you're going off of logic, correctly? Correct? If I'm understanding you correctly, is your logic factoring in racial bias at the same time?
Is it in racial bias?
Does it factor in racial bias? Yes.
A little bit, but I don't think objectively she's just
Well,
wait, hold on. I don't but I'm just saying that objectively, she's not doing like a Greg T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. It's like that's like the top tier. So why aren't we adding
so
racial bias
so
into that?
So, well, I'm asking it because you actually said logic, and then
Uh oh.
you use the basis of people's reviews and looks. Honestly, in
I didn't say
America,
anything
you
about
didn't have to
looks.
put racial. Okay,
I literally didn't. You
maybe I
put words in my
misunderstood
mouth.
you. Maybe I misunderstood you, and my apologies. But I did insinuate because you were saying most people, and if we're looking at most people in America, they are. Are we gonna say America isn't racially charged?
I think some
So
people, but not most. But I'm saying is
okay, so
Oscar.
you
Wait, hold
don't
on. Let
think
me let me ask
there's
you this question. Wait, let me ask you this question. Who is objectively to you a better actor, the girl in Ironheart or Oscar Isaac?
a better actor objectively? I would say Isaac. But I also
Okay, well
honestly at
then
the
you
same
just
time
answered
I
my
think there was
question.
better.
Well then there you go.
Well, no, there's it's a two part because it's acting and writing. I think this show was 10 times written better than Moon Knight ever was.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Way better. Way
like
better.
I
Way
understand
better.
you tried to get a gotcha moment, but acting goes with writing as well. If the writing isn't is piss poor, which I think Moon Knight is very piss poor
I would agree with
compared to
you.
this,
So,
which this is better to me is better written.
yeah,
Well,
and
I
John,
agree
but
with you
here's
that
So
the
my
writing
thing.
in wait, hold on. I agree with you that the writing in Moon Knight is piss poor. But let me ask you this question: if Riri Williams needs money, how come? And because here's the thing, I don't. A lot of these critics I don't like, but at the same time, I gotta agree with some of the stuff that they're saying. If she's this poor, then how come she hasn't? Like, how come she doesn't sell the technology to make more money to do what she wants to do?
well,
Y-
she kind of answers that in the first episode when she says like the reason she was getting these grants and why she stayed in school so long is to keep her stuff hers. When you sell it, it's no longer yours anymore. It's kind of talking. This literally goes into how you own resources and don't give it away. So her
So
inventions will be
wait,
given away.
So she wasn't
wait,
able.
wait,
Hold
wait,
on.
wait,
So she
John. Though
wasn't.
I like this
Yes,
back and
sir.
forth. I really do like this back and forth. But and we're gonna use what you said. I really don't want to stop the back and forth, but I do think we are comparing a more established uh actor, Oscar Isaac, to Riri, which I don't mind with that as well because I watch both shows. There is not one character, side character in Moon Knight that I cared about. There is not one villain in Moon Knight that I cared about as compared to Ironheart. The side characters and villain are just 10 times better. So when we're talking about a show, this is why I'm looking at you a little crazy because okay, Oscar Isaac versus Riri. Okay, all right, okay. I think they're very comparable, but if you want to give it to Oscar Isaac, that's fine. But are you also saying the side characters and the villains in Moon Knight are better than in Ironheart?
I'm not a. I'm. Not, here's the thing. I haven't
Sorry,
seen Moon Knight
you
in
cut out a
years.
little
I don't
bit.
think
You
Moon Knight's a good show. But I think the ironic. Wait, wait, wait. Hold on, Max. Hold on.
no,
I
no,
got to the
no, you
comment.
cut out.
But
That's why.
at the
That's
same
why.
time, I also. Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. Am I better now? Sorry
You're
about
better
that. Am I
now.
better
That's
now?
it. That's it.
Okay. Well, but here's what I will say. The Moon Knight, not a great show. This show, not a great show. I think that y'all saying that the characters in this and the writing is all that is great. You don't think that there's racial bias to y'all's opinions about this show as well, being that these shows are about black characters in black settings, using black themes and things of that nature?
Can I answer that? Hold on, nobody answer. Let me answer that. Look, for me personally, I do like that there's black people involved, but I can be objective and be like and be honest and be like, okay, this shit is either trash or it's good. Like regardless if black people are involved in it or not, regardless if Latinos are involved in it or not, if I like them or not. That's just how I move, and I think that's how most people in this room operate as well.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
just
if
saying if
I'm
you're gonna talk,
wrong,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I
Well,
was
I'm
just
just saying
gonna
if
say, if I'm wrong, everybody can get out the mic and speak for themselves. Go ahead, John.
yeah, I'm just saying because he brought up the racial bias in this. I didn't bring that up. I'm just looking at
Oh yeah,
things.
no, I brought it. I did bring it up
Yeah,
because when you said everyone,
I didn't
I
say
now have to bring
every.
in America. I'm bringing in America.
I
You said
never said
most
everyone.
people.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
no, no,
okay.
no.
You said most
I'm saying
people objectively.
yes, but I'm saying you can look at. But what I'm saying
Okay.
is, Duke, you can just look at how initially when the show first premiered, people were feeling the show, and then it got bad. I'm not a Moon Knight fan. My favorite Disney Plus Marvel show is the first season of What If. I don't like any
What
all the
if?
live action. Say it again.
No, what if I agree with you? It was good. It was
Yeah,
very
like
good.
I don't like all of these. Like I think that these shows, even Daredevil, I don't really like Daredevil. Like I think most of these shows, except for the Netflix Daredevil, I think that most of them are bad. I think that it was a mistake. Now, if you want to talk about Ironheart, it's okay. There's stuff that I want to like about it, but I think that overall, if I'm looking at the quality, here's what I was saying on land. If I'm looking at the quality of the first three Iron Man films, and then I look at Ironheart, I will say it's a significant step down. I will.
So and Donald, hold up. And this is where I'm like, I question a bit where you're coming from because I talked about the side characters in Moon Knight, and you're telling me you don't really remember them. I remember them. There was a lot of higher tier actors, and these niggas had a hippo come in like I think the second to last episode has the spin. And on top of that, they did a final weird kind of before the season ended where oh he has more personalities than everything. That twist compared to the twist that we got this season with Mephisto, sorry if I'm pronouncing it right, they are worlds apart. So where the show is going versus to where Moon Knight, and on top of that, the fact that a whole bunch of viewers just came, I don't think you're. I don't think you remember a lot of Marvel shows very well
No,
to
I
say that.
remember those parts of it. I don't. I just don't remember the characters. Now, let me ask you this question, Max. If we polled Marvel fans, just Marvel fans, actual Marvel fans, who would they rather see in the next Avengers Doomsday? Moon Knight or Ironheart? Which one do you think they'll pick between the two?
No, 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 no. But here's the thing. That bias comes into what Marvel fans saw in comics and what they think their characters will do in a new movie. I'm going off what I saw the cast in Moon Knight do themselves. Like they had a lot of good actors in Moon Knight that just did not hit. And the fact that you're
No, I'm
having a
agreeing with
hard
you,
time.
but I'm agreeing with you, but listen to what I'm saying. Let's just say I agree. The writing wasn't good. I don't like that show either. I'm not caping for Moon Knight. I just need you to just to hear me out. Ironheart, or let's say the Kevin Feige asks the fans. Only Marvel fans are voting on this. Who do you think Marvel fans are more likely to want to see in Doomsday? Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, or Riri Williams?
And so, Jamba, this is where I'm saying it's not a fair, and I'm not trying to not answer your question. What do I want to see in the next phase? The Moon Knight script or the Ironheart script? And I'm gonna tell you right now, hands down, if it means Mephisto, if it means the Hood coming back, if it means even Riri coming back, that whole Magic Squad coming back, yes, I want the Iron. I think that would be a way better story
You're not
than
getting a
any
second
of the
season of
shit.
either two shows. But Max, like what you're saying is
Also, you don't think a second season of Ironheart is coming?
Nah, it's not coming. I'm sorry. The
Okay.
second
All
season
right.
not
I
coming.
guess we're fine. Okay. That I don't know about that. The fact that they got Sasha Baron Cohen in
Max, didn't we talk about this?
yes, we did. We definitely did.
We talked about this, and it's playing out exactly how I told you, right?
It is. I
sorry,
think
absolutely,
Wait,
Max.
wait,
I,
wait,
I
wait, wait.
I'm gonna
What's
I'm gonna
happening?
be
It's
honest
not
with
coming back.
y'all. And this wait and John, but I promise I want to let y'all finish. The fact that y'all Marvel fans don't even want to see a second season with all these great characters that we got introduced, bruh. This Marvel will never be great again, bruh. Will never be great again,
Max,
bruh.
here's what
Well,
Max. Here's what's
Marvel stopped
actually
being great a long
No,
time ago, and it
yeah,
needs
No,
to just
yeah.
start with like
no.
recent shows. So I'm
They
sorry.
But
barely
Max,
explored the main characters. We don't need any new
well, here's the
additions.
thing, Max.
We need another Hulk movie.
Here's what's actually
Bingo.
like. What's likely is
We
Hello?
Sasha.
we
Hold on.
can't get another Hulk movie. We
Sasha
can't.
Baron Cohen
Why?
is.
Why?
We can't
Why?
yo, wait.
because they're tied in
Okay,
with
hold
Universal.
on, hold
Why?
on. Let's okay. Let's first let Jamba finish, and Renique, I will answer your question after Jamba's done.
I
Okay.
I already
Oh
answered
Lord.
it. We can't
Yeah,
get one
I'm
because
just.
of the literally contracts.
Well, I was just
I'm
gonna.
literally trying to get some order back into the room, and we're cutting Jamba off like chopped lettuce. So why don't we let him finish, and then we'll move on to the next part.
Yeah, I definitely want to get them in the mix. But real quick, Max, they're not going to have a second season. The ratings were bad. Disney didn't believe in this. That's why they gave a two drop on the episodes, right? What you're more likely to see, you might see Riri Williams appear somewhere, but more than likely she isn't. Now, Mephisto, if you want to see more Mephisto, they could do a Silver Surfer movie. They could do another Doctor Strange movie. He could appear in Spider Man. You're gonna see that character come back. You're not gonna see a season two. You're actually more likely to see a season two of Moon Knight than a season two of Ironheart. They are not gonna do Ironheart season two, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, so Renique, the reason Hulk can't have a movie at the moment is because Universal still owns the rights. Disney can only use Hulk in an actual like Avengers crossover or with another character. So
Ensembles.
until they get the rights back, which right now, last deal I heard, Universal wants Hulu for Hulk and Namor, and I don't think Hulu's given. I don't think Disney's giving up Hulu for that. So
Okay, I get that, dude, but like we don't need additional new like characters. Like it's stretching it too thin already, in my opinion. Because that that Green Lantern movie back in the day, that was trash. We need a reboot of that too. There's so
What,
many
the Green
things we
Lantern?
need to yeah,
Wait,
that was
wait, hold
That
on.
Green
Wait,
trash.
wait,
Lantern
wait,
movie
wait.
was good.
How did
With
we get
Ryan
Yo,
from
y'all
how
Reynolds.
talking about a whole
how did we
new
go from
like
how
okay,
did we go
so
from Marvel
why
right to
why
yeah.
don't
Disney?
we try to streamline this? And I understand your
I'm
sentiments
okay.
of like trying to have more of the
I get
main
that's
cast
DC,
or
but then
characters.
still.
Yeah, I get it. I get that we want to have it, but at the end of the day, these actors aren't getting younger, and
Yeah.
they're not trying to get these multi-movie deals and multi-series deals at the same time. They want more flexibility. So until then, we're running into issues where they had in the comics. where comics wanted to do new characters, and then when they did new characters, people kind of shunned them away until they grew on you. But we're gonna have to introduce characters because we're in reality now. You can't have a you can't have Batman at 35 for 75 years. Not
Yep,
in real life
exactly.
anymore.
But there's
So
so many
we're
other
gonna have to we're gonna have to move on. And honestly, the characters y'all want to keep going, they're not gonna be around. They have to move on sooner or later.
Yeah. And then
yeah,
like
but I
Renee,
feel like
like not gonna lie, like with the Hulk, they already changed so much with the Hulk. Like right now, they're trying to turn him back into Savage Hulk. Right now, he's on Smart Hulk, and he has a son. So they're tr-
Yeah,
so they're so they're still trying to figure out what to do with him.
I mean I
yeah, you
get
know,
it,
I had
Stanley.
Who does he have a baby with?
oh, my bad. Go.
This is
I
on
just
like
wanted to close
Sakars.
out the Ironheart conversation right quick. Um, Donald, my brother Donald said this show is going to be bad depending on if there's a season two or not. And the way
Those were
y'all
not my
talk about this
words.
show, huh? No. Sorry,
Those were
Donald.
not my
What did you
words.
say? No. What did
I,
you say?
I said with the second season this is 8.5. If
With the
it
second
doesn't get
season, it would be better. Okay.
yeah, 8.5, I give this rating an 8.5 if they give me a second season. If they don't give me a second season, I'm taking a point off. It's 7.5. It's not as good because you're kind of leaving me hanging. But I really enjoy the show. It's refreshing. I like the thought of bringing new characters in. So, and they did a good job of like making her interesting without copying other things. If that makes sense.
No. And my bad for misquoting you. I just right now it's making me realize we won't get a season two because fans just hate on it. So I don't know. I don't
I
think we're
don't.
gonna get a season two.
Bro,
Honestly,
You're
it is
not
a
the
lot of
only
we're
one, by
getting
the
hate,
way,
and
Java.
honestly,
Good or
we're getting
Antonio. Y'all aren't
champions
the only
later this year.
ones.
What do you mean?
What?
Because
uh,
We're getting
the
champions this year.
now honestly
the
though,
general public doesn't care about new characters though.
honestly, it is a lot of hate on
That's
the
not true.
show, and on the flip.
That is true.
Marvel is literally introducing a brand new character into
So
live
you're
action
saying that
so
wait,
at the end of
Marvel
this year. What are you
fans don't
talking
care
about?
about new characters?
They're literally introducing Wonder
I said the
Man at the end of this
casual
year.
Marvel fan.
Don't casual Marvel fans don't care about new characters.
No.
Well, guess
Oh,
what? We're getting new characters later on this year, so they're gonna have to deal with it. Even though I'm a hardcore Marvel fan, I like
I
new
think one of
characters
the, I
being
think one of the big,
introduced.
I think one of
And
the
guess
big.
what? Wait, but hold on, hold on. And including with that Across the Spider Verse movie, that movie was fucking good. There was a bunch of new characters in there. Guess what? We had to deal with it because guess what? They're all Spider
I love
Man.
Into the Spider Verse, of course, but that's a
Oh
whole
no,
different
no!
thing.
Across the Spider Verse, across the Spider
No, I
Verse, with
didn't watch that
with
one.
all the Spider Men. Yeah, of course not. It's
Okay,
just
can we
about
let
to.
Antonio? So
It was the
Marcus, can
Miles
we land?
Morales one for me.
That
Hold
yeah,
on.
that
Let's
one
let
was pretty good.
Antonio. You want to jump in now? Because I don't want you to get lost.
No, it's cool. I was just letting
Or
everybody
Okay.
cook.
you
But
can even
honestly,
expand into the X-Men universe too though.
yeah. No, but honestly, I think with the Ironheart show, of course, a lot of people hate it and a lot of people love it. But I think one of the major things about the show that's really rubbing a lot of people the wrong way is that a lot of stuff in the show didn't make sense. Like, I mean, I could be reaching a little bit, but a lot of stuff didn't make sense. The show portrays
Give me an
Riri as
example.
a
Give me an example.
I am the show portrays Riri as this character that we're supposed to have, a lot of love for, but the show starts off like kind of on a wrong foot. She's sitting in the office of a university, and we're being explained that she's been kicked out of multiple universities for selling her tech for the reasons being that because she can build an iron suit, and that she wants to be better than Tony Stark, which is nothing wrong with that. But then after that she proceeds to steal the equipment that she built using the properties from the universities to go
She
home
didn't steal. She didn't steal. She bought
to
them
go home
herself.
to go home to commit crimes to raise money.
It
Like,
But she
doesn't make any
didn't. But she
sense.
didn't. But
it
she.
doesn't make sense, bro. then
so
she
How
then
can she
she
steal a suit that she
wait, hold up,
made?
Marcus, chill. Let Antonio finish.
But it's
All
just
right,
like, bro.
Antonio, go.
and then
But
and
it's like she bought, bro. She used her grant money to
Marcus,
make that
Marcus,
suit.
Marcus,
Marcus.
Marcus, please let someone else go, please.
Yeah, but at the same time, she that same grant money she was using to build all that equipment she was selling, which to other students so they can get better grades, which is illegal. You know what I'm saying? Then she goes home to join a criminal organization, a small one at that, to commit crimes around the city, to beat the shit out of security guards who have families and children and all that shit. Were those security guards really bad guys? I don't think so. Then someone ends up getting shot and shit like that, and then I mean, it's hard to have love for a character who's doing those type of things. Granted, I think Riri Williams is a dope character. It's just the way that she was portrayed in the show wasn't really good. She didn't really have any redeeming qualities about her. I mean, I don't even know what her redemption is in the show. I don't know if they was banking on a season two for that, but what we got in the show, it kind of wasn't. And then don't get me started on the car at the end, because I can really like get into that.
Why,
But
Antonio? My question to you is, why is she selling force fields to students when she could just sell that same technology to actual like tech companies, and thus like because like it doesn't like I need you guys to understand a lot of like what this show is are contrivances to make her broke. So, for example, in the Raimi Spider-Man movie, the reason why they made Spider-Man in the movie in the Tobey Maguire movies, they gave him organic webbing is because, well, wait a minute, if he's able to make this webbing on his own, then he shouldn't be broke, which makes sense. So, in the context of this show, it's kind of like she's this super genius. She's selling this technology in the beginning of the first episode to like freshmen and sophomores in college. But wait a minute, if you need money, I understand that you have this grant, but why not just sell it? Like why like she should be working for like Apple. She should be working for like Tesla. She should be working for these like she
But
doesn't need
they
a
but
college
they
degree. Like
explained
it
that though.
honestly to land it just like we can
Max, I
force
got
it
this
to
one.
make her broke. Hold on. We can force it to make her broke, but y'all got to admit her being broke makes no sense.
I
Okay,
got hold
so
on. This
Max,
is my
So how
last
is
thing
it?
about this is my
no,
last
hold
thing
on,
about
hold
it.
on.
And I,
Let
I really want
Antonio
No,
somebody to
go,
answer me.
no,
Antonio.
no,
Let's let
no,
Antonio.
no, because I can't keep doing this, man.
Come on, this is my
I,
last thing.
Let
Then
let
I'm
him
I'm
go.
gonna
you
be
Let him
got
go,
quiet
you
forever,
Dano.
got
Let
bro.
him go.
15 seconds to rock this, and you better rock it in that 15
I
seconds.
I
All right,
need okay, I got you, I got you.
go,
I need someone to
calm down.
explain. I need someone to explain to me the whole car situation. Cause to my recollection, didn't the Wakandans and Shuri rebuild that car from the last Black Panther movie? And with that being said, isn't that car made of vibranium? And why would moms sell that car? A
Okay, one,
vibranium
it
old school
wasn't made
car.
out of
And then
it
how the
wasn't made
hell
out
did
of
she get it
vibranium.
back?
It wasn't made out of vibranium. One, it was just redone.
She
How
showed
but,
the
It
but
just
how do we know that though? How do we know that it
well,
wasn't
she
made out of
Why do
she
you
vibranium?
think
sold
they
she sold
because
the car
literally
to get
because literally because she can't take the suit back because it's made out of vibranium. They were not allowing people to leave with vibranium. The only thing she left was that one piece of tech on her necklace. That's it. That was the only thing she was allowed to take. Two, Jamba, I get the concept of being broke. Like, yes, unfortunately, sometimes you have to sell a
She
story
did
that
okay.
way. And to be honest, we already saw what happened when the school sold her equipment to another thing and she didn't get a dime. If she sells as a student to a big industry, it's the institution getting it, not her. We've already saw that. It's proof already. Wakanda Forever showed she wasn't getting that money when they sold her vibranium finding machine detector machine. So if I already have a piece of equipment that my school had already sold, why would I trust another institution
Can't she come
like
up with
that?
a different thing though? Let's just say
We,
what you're
we
saying
all
is true.
we already found out that if she sells to an industry as a student, the university's getting that money, not
She
her.
got kicked out of the school within the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yes,
Okay, so
and
if
I
she get
think
wait,
I
let's follow the line of logic. I'm following the line of logic that you created. If she gets kicked out of of that university in the first 5 minutes of the show, she would then be able to create new tech or knowledge, or at the very least patents or whatever. Like basically what I'm saying is like
Wait. With what?
wait
With
for
what? Wait,
her
no, no, no. You got to stick
No,
on that.
Max,
With
let him finish because I
the
really have
it,
to get to
the,
my
like
family in a few
I
seconds.
look,
So
my
let
whole
him
thing
finish
is
so
this.
I can
My
answer
whole thing
this.
is this because they've had broke quote unquote geniuses in the Marvel universe, like Mr. Reed Richards, like did like it within the comics. So we understand that. But I guess like to Antonio's point, the difference between a Spider-Man and a Riri Williams is this. Spider-Man contemplated robbing banks and actually like robbing people for money in the early Stanley comics. If you read those comics, he did, but he didn't. Why? Because he was a superhero. So Riri Williams, like, and I get that it's a different show, but it's basically like she's essentially just a supervillain.
Max, I told you that shit was gonna come up, didn't I? And I think this is where, and just following the logic, I think we give white characters the ability to be high morally good, and we don't blink a fucking eye on it. But when we have black characters that be high morally good, we instantly hate it for some reason. So
Can you give me an
the fact,
example of that?
T'Challa, the iteration of T'Challa from Civil War into the until his actual Black Panther movie. A lot of people did not like the portrayal of Black Panther because he wasn't as dark or vengeful as he was in Civil War. So he actually took a morally good ground in Black Panther, and people actually disliked him for it. So
Revenge is different.
now that we're going again, revenge is not morally good.
No, but it's a
We all
different.
agree. Can we agree with that
I no,
baseline?
I agree.
Can
Hold
we
on, hold on,
agree with
hold on,
that
hold on.
baseline that revenge is not
Hold on.
morally good?
I agree that you can you can say that okay, it's morally like not good. However, revenge is something that Batman, Spider-Man, there's a lot of superheroes where that was at least their initial. I mean, it's
but
literally
John,
the
but John,
Batman.
but
I
I'm
am wait,
so
wait, hold on,
sorry,
let me
John. But
conclude the
you
point.
going away
Hold on,
from
let
the
me
point.
conclude the
You asked
damn
for an
Max. Hold,
example.
let me
You- you-
conclude the point.
well, I don't know why you're
Lordy.
trying to conclude at a point when you're already
No,
cutting me
because
off.
hold on,
There's
because
no need to
Riri
hold
is
on.
hold.
There's no
Jesus
need to hold
Christ,
on when you're cutting me off.
go ahead, bro.
It's
I
like
thought you were done with your
I don't know
point,
why
but go
you're getting
ahead.
frustrated. No, I wasn't. You cut me off. But the fact that we do not allow black characters to now not take the morally good ground and have a morally gray or not even a morally dark side or anti-hero side, we frown upon that. So even with the iteration of Riri Williams in the comics, she is deemed as a nigga that you gotta watch because she can turn into a Doctor Doom at any moment, leaving at her at being not a morally good high ground. So letting the story write to see how she grows, and we actually see a plot twist. At least from my experience, she does not take a hero's route. Allow the story to flesh out and tell itself. And if you don't like it, I think that's fine. If it's not your taste, that is cool. But there are some people that do actually like the taste of this.
That's fine. There's people, yeah, people who like all types of bad shit. Really quick, my quick question to you: in the early comics with Peter Parker, where he was having money problems, what was he trying to earn money? Do any of y'all remember what was he trying to earn money for in those early
Wrestling,
Ditko? Let's see if y'all know y'all. Say it again.
wrestling.
No. I'm asking, what was he trying to earn the money for? At like this was once he became Spider-Man, but there was a time where he needed money and he contemplated robbing banks. But what was he trying to get the money for? I was
Yeah, if you're asking for a specific four, I did not read the comics of
I think
Ditko from
it.
back
I
then.
think it was.
Amazing Fantasies.
I'm gonna say it's for fame, but I don't
okay,
know.
cool. So the reason why he was trying to earn money was because Uncle Ben had just died and poor Aunt May was saddled with all the bills and all that. So, and that's why eventually he started working at the Daily Bugle, started taking the pictures. But there was a time where, like, it was in the very early stages where he was trying to earn money because, like, and that was like one of the big things. Like, she's sick, he needs money for, like, it's usually like something that he really needs, usually tied to somebody else. Now, in the case of Riri Williams, I think one of the reasons why we're having a disconnect was because it's not like she needed the money. Now, if you had if she had a younger sister who needed a cancer treatment, Then her doing what she was doing, I can logically be like, okay, you know what she's doing is technically wrong, but she's doing it because she's trying to save her little sister or something. But no, she's just doing it so she can earn parts, so she can be icon. Like, and you, sure, you can go with the whole, oh, she wants to build technology for police officers, but it just mainly kind of seemed as though her main focus was just making getting money to build this suit that we've done already seen 1,000 different variations of with all the other better Iron Man movies.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So this is where, and I'm with you, John, but I spoke to Donald about Riri's moral compass, but I do think you missed it. And Akasa, my bad. You wanted to bring in. It's very, very clear that she wants to build something iconic because she saw her best friend and stepfather bleed out and die. Like it is abundantly clear that the main reason Riri is doing this shit is to protect the people who she lost and couldn't do anything about. This is why I'm like, did, did you really take that part in? Because that part was one of the biggest parts of the show that they kept on going in. Sorry,
Yes,
Akasha, you
I'm
wanted
with
to.
you, Max. I'm with you, Max, but that would make sense if she took a Batman approach to it. If she put on that suit and
No.
said, I'm gonna go out there. Wait, wait,
So
wait, 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 Max, Max, hold on. Wait. Hold on, Max. If she took the suit and said, I'm gonna go off and find all the criminals and find the people and find the gangs that resulted in this, that would have made sense. But she didn't do that now, didn't she? She didn't.
she didn't do that. But Jamba, do you realize not only are you asking her to take the route of a white man,
A
you're
white
also
man?
asking her, yes, Batman. Batman is
Max,
not white.
Max,
Yo,
Are
relax.
I'm
you
not a comic
wait,
book fan.
are we
Wait,
literally
wait, wait.
saying wait, are we
No,
literally
but
going
hold
Max
on.
Max, this is absurd. Are we
No,
literally going with this notion of if
you
you put
didn't
on
let me
and become a
finish. You
superhero,
didn't let me finish.
Static Shock is a
You are
white man?
asking, no, no, no. You are asking her to take that route, and you're also asking her to take the route of another morally gray character in Batman. He is morally gray at points in comics,
Batman is not
not
the
all throughout.
only he's not the only suit. This is a you do realize that the idea of criminals killed or harmed somebody that I loved, and now I'm going to go off and like you do realize that that is not a black or white thing, right? You do realize that, right?
I realize.
That's an
Uh,
everybody thing.
Akasa, you
let's not
wanted to
go
say
with
something?
hold on
Akasa, you wanted
because
to
That's
say
one
Max
thing the
something?
wait
show
hold on
got
because
right.
biologic Max because biologic him wait by your logic Max Riri go ahead Lord go ahead.
Hold on. Go ahead, Akash. You be trying to jump in. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Max, by your logic, watch this,
Yeah,
Antonio.
no, cuz hold
Nigga,
on.
who do
We
you
gonna
want to
let her.
go then, Lord? You went on mute.
No,
I
no.
mean,
We cut off Akasa so much, and if the moment passed that you wanted to
Oh,
say,
I would love for
I think
Costa to go. Yeah, go ahead.
it was kind of already said as far as why she was doing it in the show. Like I was trying to point that out, but somebody already said
so.
it, so
So
y'all
you
can go ahead.
understand? So wait, Akasa, you also make it. It's clear in the show she's doing this because of trauma and to build something iconic because of trauma, right?
Yeah. Cause
Right.
like even when like her mom asked her like why are you doing this and she's like because I can, and it was like her father said the same, or her stepfather said the same exact thing. So it was more so like I took it as she's like honoring the legacy of her father, and just being a tech genius. Like that's the way I took it. And then as far as the money thing, like I get she was making money doing what she was doing, but you also got to consider, I don't know how well her MIT tuition was covered, but I don't know if, because I know like Tony Stark's program covered their projects, but you don't know if she had to still pay her partial tuition. You don't know, like I don't know what the money would have went for, but like I didn't really take it as like, oh, where was her money because she's a college student. Like college students are dead broke sometimes, and then they got to pay
Like it's rough out
tuition.
here. Like for real. Like it's really rough. That's
Yeah,
why
Man,
like
but
that
the
I
That's
that
what
didn't
I'm
that
take it
that
as
saying.
that's
like, oh,
Yo,
where's her money? Like
yeah. Like
that
that's
didn't make
look.
any
Listen.
sense.
Jabba be saying she got money everywhere. Like
And,
but
Right.
and
And then on
and
top of that, she's
Acosta.
she
trying to
Bruce
fund her
Wayne.
she's trying to fund her suit to like just to build her suit. And I mean with the scholarship she had access to, resources, but now that she got kicked out of MIT, of course she needed money because all that money probably even went to her tuition, went to, living, all that stuff. Like I understand why she needed money.
And then
but the, but
like
the
the
thing
reason
but
why
the thing is,
she sold her car for parts for the suit that she needed.
no
And
So
now
Yes,
No,
Acosta,
no,
but
Acosta
her
that
her
literally
mother
what's
I'm
her
hard
sorry,
mother
bro.
sold the
what's
The
car. It
whole
wasn't
building,
her.
the whole building it because she can and because it wants to be iconic. She already proved that she can build a damn ship. She's done it 50 fucking times. What's after that? Like I'm with
she's still
Jumba.
trying to build
Go the
something
route.
iconic.
Go the I'm no no no. Go the vigilante route a little bit. You don't got to kill the criminals, but goddamn pick them up, throw them in jail.
yeah,
Like
like you don't
this
have to
So
kill
this
the
show,
so let me
criminals.
reset.
that point alone that correlates to the real world because drive-bys happen every day in the hood,
Thank
and you know
you.
the fucked up part about it. A lot of us know who these people are, but the no snitching code is so embedded in the black culture that it would have been nice to see something different.
That
You know
should
what I'm
have been
saying
the
in this
story right
show.
there.
Hey, they don't know nothing about
Wait,
that,
hold on,
but hey,
Antonio. That
for
should have been
But
the
sure.
but
story
Wait,
let me
right
tell
wait,
you why.
there.
wait,
What
wait,
did
I,
she
wait.
hurt? That's what I'm saying. What guard did she hurt? Like she didn't hurt nobody.
No, but
Somebody said that doesn't hurt two guards. That was incorrect.
Max, real quick.
So wait, hold up.
Like you're
No.
talking
Let me
without like
let
you're
me.
talking without
My
any
bad,
like pure
Marcus. My bad,
examples. And I've watched your show six. I've watched
Marcus,
your show twice
Marcus.
already.
Let's just reset a little bit. I personally think the biggest losers out of Ironheart is all the review bombers that said this show is a 3 out of 10. This show was good. I really enjoyed it. Ain't no way.
I'm
I ain't
buying
no way.
Max. I'm about to buy some merch, Max. I'm buying some merch. Fuck these niggas.
Yo,
Fuck
there
these
ain't
niggas.
no way this show is the 3 out of 10 for me. And
That's
now
why I
Well,
would
with
go to
Max, but
IGN
Max,
and go
hold on.
right
They
to
want
Rotten
to watch. They want to
Tomatoes.
watch Moonlight and say that's good. But fuck out of here.
now it has
People
been
don't even
said.
talk about Moonlight.
Well, hold on, not too
That's
much
a
on
fact.
Moonlight because
That's a
I
You
fucking
don't
thoroughly
even
fact.
enjoyed
talk about
Moonlight.
Moonlight when we talk
Come
about
on,
Marvel
yo,
TV shows. Like,
Akasa.
bruh, fuck out of here.
I'm not hating, but there is
Jesus.
no way Moon Knight is as good as Ironheart. I'm so sorry. I
I think
watched
you guys
Moon
got
Knight.
caught up
Moon
on
Knight
the
is better
Max.
than my what,
Max, you guys got
bro?
caught up on the Moon Knight thing. Wait, hold on, just real quick, Max. I
No,
just want to make
and
this
I'm
quick
not
point.
trying to point at you, Jumbo.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
just
know. I'm
saying
just
this.
saying, but right, but I'm just saying that. But it's funny. You said something about if she would have went the vigilante route, that she would have followed the white man. But y'all have no problem with her building the Iron Man suit, which is what her following that white man. So you can't just pick and choose when it's okay to follow the white man. You can't.
Okay. So I hear what you're saying. And Jamba, here's the thing. I talked to Donald about it. I wanted Ironheart to be a good character, like a hero in the show. The show makes it abundantly clear he is a morally, like, there's a lot of confusion in that. More of an
She's flawed.
anti-hero than
She's
anything.
flawed.
She's flawed. She's flawed. Yeah, I'm happy. Whatever adjective you want to add on it, I'm happy about it. But I don't understand why we can't relate why someone with Riri Williams' background is morally flawed.
Bro, listen,
It's
hold on. If would you take the deal with the devil to get your best friend back? Knowing damn well that you've been dealing with it this entire time. Would you take the deal?
with the trauma that she saw. If I saw my my best friend die with my stepdad,
Mm-hmm.
what? It's not an easy
Would you take the
choice.
deal?
I don't
Would you take the deal with the
understand.
devil to get her back?
No, it's
But did she take the deal? Because
Yes,
it
she
just
took the
was a.
deal. Yes.
It don't even
Okay, but
that
I
went
don't
up
think
in the
most of us could
air
take the deal.
though.
Most of us wouldn't take the deal. That otherwise it wouldn't be a show to watch. I mean, it's not kind of a
But
moot
no,
point.
I just because they didn't specify it at the end. That's why I'm
Yes,
just trying to
bro.
point
She
that
shook his
out.
hand. What do
and
you mean?
Akasa.
No, she didn't.
No,
Yes, she
she
did.
did. She
What?
did.
Her best friend is back.
Hold
Yeah, no,
on.
she
Let me
did. But
calm
I
Well,
mean,
her
I
best
down.
I think
friend
the
is back. That's
reason
why she
why
could touch
people aren't
her.
resonating, I think one of the reasons why people have a tough time resonating with her is because you stuck her in here, even in the Marvel universe, in the comics, you stuck her in there kind of last minute. They did the same thing with Moon Girl and said that she's the smartest sistest ever. When it went like, and you
Hey,
brought it
Mark,
in
be
here
careful,
super
bro.
late. So, but they did the same thing with Captain Marvel in the MCU. You stuck her in there kind of late to the game and said that she's the biggest and the strongest. This. So it's kind of like, all right. So if you make that your main kind of thing that you're hinging this character on, especially with Riri Williams and her intelligence, but like if you take a character like Star Lord, like okay, why do people like Star Lord? Well, Star Lord is likable. Star Lord is funny. Star Lord is loyal to his friends. Star Lord is kind of a scoundrel. He kind of reminds
Arrogant.
you of Han.
Eh,
He's kind of yeah, no, but I'm saying he has like these characters that people like have sure they have negative traits, but they also have redeemable traits and they're very very likable. Now again, there's no, and I'm gonna land with this, no hate towards the actress, but in terms of the actual lines and the humor, like she does not like she's not really coming across, at least to me, like a likable character. And I'm gonna ask y'all this: what character do you want to see Riri Williams cross over with in the MCU that you think that it will be fun? Like which
Black
Doctor
Panther,
character?
Strange.
nigga.
Doc Doctor Strange, Black
And
Panther.
actually, I
Yes.
think Kate Bishop,
They already
Oh,
did
Miss
I was
Black
gonna
Marvel.
say
Panther.
I
Kate
think if you do
Bishop.
the champions, that will be a fire shit. So
Black.
Wait. Oh, Isaiah
Go ahead,
Bradley's
CJ.
grandson. That'd be a good interaction. Isaiah Bradley himself be a good interaction.
I'm not
Just
mad.
one question. We've heard a lot of. I've been. My job just came in late, so please understand Nez when I say this. I've been hearing a lot about her morality and choices and shit. Like Tony Stark wasn't a full-on warmonger and war profiteer.
That's what I
Like,
was
I do you
saying.
one
This nigga
better
was
though.
literally selling guns.
But in that same
I mean,
movie
I
with
mean, like,
Iron
we
But
going.
Fist,
Are we
hold on.
going to
he
sit?
He
redeemed
Are we going to
actually
himself in
sit?
did.
that.
Are we not going to sit there and act like Black Widow,
She's an
Captain
assassin.
America, all them niggas have caught bodies.
It's not
like,
about the bodies,
But
sir.
it's not
Yep.
about
Wake it
Wait, hold
up.
on, you
Wake
guys.
it
It's
no,
up,
not
no,
about the
no,
CJ.
no,
bodies.
no. It's not. Y'all don't make it about the bodies. Don't try that straw
It
man.
took,
I'm talking
but
about
listen,
simply
it
how are
literally took
we
them two movies.
how are we judging her morality for that? But we're not going to sit there and hold these same niggas accountable because every character we love in the MCU who has come before her is objectively worse.
Because all those characters showed selfishness and arced early on. The only character
Okay, and
with the exception
that's
of
beautiful. But
wait, I just got to the comma. With
okay,
the
my bad,
exception
my bad.
with the exception of Steve Rogers, because Steve Rogers already kind of started off like he didn't really arc in that first Captain America. But Tony Stark, you saw him, he was a warmonger, he didn't care. Then he got blew up, he got some shit in his chest, and then he had to humble himself and get out of that situation. And you saw the character arc in that first movie. The same thing happened with Thor. The same thing happened with at least most of the characters early on in those first few stages. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, now I think that sounds really good if we don't acknowledge the difference between Riri and all those other characters. Every single one of those other characters were middle aged in the fucking twilight of their life. They were old already. She is a young character. She is pretty much a child. So I mean, her morality should be flawed in the way that it's been presented
Wait,
because she
who's
hasn't
middle aged?
experienced
Are you just talking
oh,
about Tony
oh,
Stark?
most
Tony,
of the Avengers.
Natasha, Banner,
Steve
all
Rogers.
middle
Steve
age.
Rogers ain't middle aged.
It
He
still
That
don't.
is.
is over 100 years.
It's still. You're still trying to miss my. You're really trying to miss my point right now. Good job,
No, but
but
it's
either
not about
way,
the no. It's not
they
about
were
the
all.
age.
They
Steve.
were
Hold
all
on. Let him
adult.
finish, John. But let him finish, John. But then you can
Okay.
get the turn. Go ahead, CJ. I
They
want
were
to.
all adults. They all had their sense of self figured out, and then something forced that to change. Cool. She's still trying to figure out who she is. Like what? She like in college. In college age, though, most of the time where most niggas figure out who they supposed to be in life.
Yeah.
So again, isn't like with that context, everything about this right here makes perfect sense. This is like fucking Baby Boy all over again. You think Jody ain't shit, so you find out that nigga's only 20 years old, and a lot of the shit he sees makes sense.
The
Yo,
only
Also,
the
real
only
Uh-oh.
quick.
person
It's
the
not
only
about the
person
Hey,
that
that's
age.
I
so
would put
real.
above
Hey,
Riri.
Wait, hold on.
CJ. Hey, you in your
It's
bag,
not
The
bro.
about
only
the hold
I
on.
told
I,
you,
It's
nigga,
I John
don't
Bull,
let me get
John
high real
Bull,
it's
quick.
not
then
about
Vaughn,
the
and
age.
then
Hold
Blackness.
on.
Go ahead.
No one even really talked about the age. It's not about the age of the character. It's where you are when you
Oh,
see the
John Bull,
character. And I'm gonna tell you.
really?
Wait, hold on. And I'm gonna tell you something.
I never said it was about age.
When we saw Spider-Man in Civil War, He already knew with for the most part with great power. He already said he already kind of like the thing about it is when it comes to like morality, like I'm agreeing that like a character should be flawed and you should see the the trajectory. And I also think it doesn't help that this is a TV show. But I'm gonna say this though. We've seen Ironheart in Wakanda Forever. She was fine in that movie. We see her in this movie. I mean, excuse me, in this show, she's okay. But it's not even really about the morality that I have an issue with. She could be morally great. That's like okay, but it's the likability. I think, and here's the thing, and I'm gonna land with this. If y'all like the character, great, fine. Like that's really good. But I'm gonna tell you this though. This show and people watching this show, this is not gonna make new Ironheart fans. The comic that the Ironheart comic is still gonna be at in low sales. Most of y'all probably don't even have never even bought the comic. Ironheart, same with Miss Marvel.
Sounds like a
It
hater.
might but hold on, let me land. Might have some fans, but for the most part, especially with Ironheart, this is not a character who all of a sudden is going to get a boost in popularity similar to a Miles Morales or even a Static Shock.
Quick
I
question.
So
Quick
got
wait,
question.
something to
hold on,
say.
hold on.
Wait, wait,
He
hold
just
on.
want
Go
to
ahead.
see
Go
if
ahead,
Hater,
he's
Tequila.
ready.
Go
He
ahead,
hater
he
Tequila.
want to
alert,
see if he put money
Wait,
on
wait,
that.
wait, 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 wait,
No,
y'all.
Tequila
The
go. Let
hater
Tequila
man
go.
is
Let
fat.
Tequila go.
Yeah, tequila
Well, hold up.
go.
I'm trying to make some money real quick. You want to put a bet on that whole comics thing?
Hater alert.
On
Hater
what?
Like,
alert.
That the Ironheart comics are not going to
oh
get
no, no,
no.
no. That some of us don't have it. I just want to see if you want to put money on that.
I
No,
think
I
they
I, I
canceled the
don't.
Ironheart
Wait,
comic
Duke,
though.
Duke, Duke. I don't. Here's the thing, Duke. I don't know you.
It's a
Some of
joke.
you
It's a
probably do.
joke.
So
Hold
you're
on,
It's a
hold
just
on.
joke. It's a
But
joke.
assuming,
similar.
but
Hold on.
so you're assuming. So you're
But
making
similar
so
to
you're making
most
an ass out
fandoms,
of yourself.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Oh,
say
wait,
it
wait,
Bro, it
wait.
Bro,
was
anybody.
you said that
it
the
was a
comic
Jesus,
books
though.
real
are in
quick
I
low
thought I was gonna
joke.
sales.
answer the
That is
question.
not. Isn't that what you
Well, no,
said?
it was rhetorical because it was like a real quick joke. Like it was the big deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We can move on to
Yeah,
tequila.
tequila. My bad, tequila. Donald.
I got a couple of things to say. I really want to know the nigga that says something about morality real fucking quick. Real quick. Because morality in what way? Because I don't know. If a nigga was putting me in the blender, if he fucking die, he dies. I don't understand what you mean by her not being relatable or likable. I actually love her. I'm so sorry. Like, it just sounds like what Marcus was saying. Like it just sounds like a hater to me. I've seen a lot of people that didn't know nothing about it,
Exactly.
that didn't know nothing about it, are interested or watching or getting the Disney Plus subscription so that they can watch Riri. I don't understand a black girl. Let me tell you something about black girls in tech and in STEM. You got people that are not as smart as you, trying to tell you how to do stuff, trying to tell you how things work when you're smarter than them. I'm a black woman who is in IT. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. She also has to deal with back home. She's from Chicago. I think Chicago is very similar to Detroit. That's where I'm from. I love them showing the city and showing some positiveness. But you're not gonna sit up here and just say that she not likable or she not relatable. She wear her hair just like me. What are you talking about? It's a bunch of little black girls watching this show. And how do I know that? Because I just so happen to have two little black girls. That's crazy, right? But like, she's very likable. She's very personable. Also, dealing with a death. I can't imagine losing my best friend and my daddy in the same day. I'd be fucked up for a very long time, and I would be confused about which way I want to go, which things that I want to do, because I'm dealing with grief. And what in the black community happens, we don't deal with grief in the right way a lot of times. So like, I give her a lot of grace. I love her. I love Natalie. I love her mom. I love Cree Summers. I love Cree Summers' daughter. I love the whole fucking thing. And I'm done. I'm about to go get back in the pool. Y'all have a good day.
She's just some very
She
flawed.
I
she
She's
just didn't
wouldn't
very
like the way
relate
flawed.
to the
she
That's
talked to
all.
character.
her mama.
If the
I
character
got two
wasn't
black
black, she
girls too,
wouldn't
and I'd
relate
be
to her.
damned if they talked to their mama like that.
All right,
No, but
y'all,
wait,
y'all.
hold on. You guys do
Mark,
realize that, right? If
wait,
the
John,
character
but John,
wasn't black, she
we,
wouldn't relate to her.
John, but we didn't hear you because of
How do we
people.
know that?
Hold up, hold
She
up.
wear her
We
hair
didn't,
like
we
me.
didn't,
You didn't hear her?
I heard her, but
John.
I'm
No,
trying to
no.
understand why you
I,
are making that leap of faith into if she wasn't black, she wouldn't be
Why
relatable.
the
Because I
fuck does
was
that even
listening to what
I
she was
relate
matter?
saying.
to I relate to Carol Danvers as well, and she white. So what are we talking about? I relate
John's
Um,
just
with
talking,
Gamora, and
bro.
she's green, an
can,
alien.
can
So
can
now
we
what?
can we unpack something real quick? Because the whole like likability for a character I find weird because some of the characters we love the most are some of the most
Because a
unlikable
nigga brought up
characters
Star Lord
around.
CJ,
Like,
and that's a goofy if I ever seen one.
or let's take it
Yeah.
even further. Let's go to the boys. The most popular character outside of Homelander in the boys is Butcher, and both of them niggas are two of the objectively worst people in the entire show. So let's not act like people don't relate and can't follow somebody they don't like. I just want to know, and maybe we start having this conversation more. Where is that dislike born from? Because
They don't
I'm
be
not gonna
liking
lie,
black women.
the more it gets unpacked, the weirder it starts sounding.
Like, do you
Yeah.
actually have your
I
own
was I
reasons? Like, do
was
you actually have
But
your own reasons, not just and not just piggybacking off of what like somebody else said? Do you have your own personal reasons?
like personally, I love the show. I said that to y'all multiple times. I love the show, but personally, I kind of wanted them to show Chicago was a little more gutted than that. Like I really wanted them to play with like Chicago as the background in a more, let's call it, realistic way, or true to reality
CJ,
kind of way.
well,
somebody told me that this show is exactly like The Shy. I had to slap my head, bro. I was like, what the
no, and
fuck?
let me ask a question. As somebody that's in Chicago, you wanted to see Chicago in a more realistic way. What does that mean?
I wanted to I wanted them to address all the problems more all encompassing. Meaning, like somebody said earlier, somebody doing a drive by and you know who that person is that did the drive by, but because we have the no snitching thing in our community, you don't say nothing, even though you know who really did it, and having to really wrestle with that. That right there, I think, is a very rich kind of story that can be told. Not saying like we gotta live in the gang activity and all that, none of that, but at least
You want that?
understanding.
I'm sorry, I
Hmm?
didn't mean to cut you off. Can finish, finish. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
no,
off.
I'm
I
saying
wanted to ask
just
a question, but you
understanding
go ahead.
like that'd have been a really good, rich kind of story that would have impacted a lot more as far as I'm concerned, rather than what we got.
I hear you, but keep in mind, this is a 6 episode pilot. You want them to delve into Chicago gang violence and shootings and all of that while still trying to immerse you into this character and the villain and the plot and then the surprises that come along later. It's like you can't
When they want to do it, they do it
understand.
fine. When they want to do it,
So
I
I
Key,
feel
do
like
want to touch on the realistic part
yeah,
too, but go ahead.
Key, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know you're from Chicago, so you can tell us. I did wish that, like, when they showed Latino Cuz coming up to Riri Williams, I was kind of surprised that she didn't already know, like, oh, this dude, he's from, oh, I know where he's from, or I know people that know where he's from. Like, I did wish that they touched on inner city politics, inner hood politics, I would say, like they did. That doesn't take away from the show, by the way.
That'd have
But
been
I
really
felt
cool if
no,
they did
but,
that.
but
that
when I'm
that
saying
just
that, I said that to say I want play like really play into that sense of community.
yes,
That's
yes,
all I'm
yes.
saying. Like not saying like you gotta live in
We're
But
negativity,
saying
that's
the
but
same
like
also
thing.
not the main
it
focus,
also
though.
yeah, I was gonna
no
say
no
that shifts the focus because we're talking about like a young black girl who is one in a million. You know what I'm saying? Just considering the public schools, first of all, the circumstances of how many Ivy League or MIT uh, graduates they produce. I just feel like wanting her to fall into some stereotypical, I don't know. Like I'm not mad. I'm not mad at how they touch on Chicago, but I'm also glad that they didn't make Chicago look like it was fucking Iran. Like I'm tired of that
Yeah,
narrative
exactly.
because it's so many niggas and it's so many. No, I shouldn't say so many niggas. It's so many white people and non-black people that think Chicago is a Grand Theft Auto online server, and it's not.
Hey,
There is craziness that happens, but at the same time, you can go pretty much anywhere as long as it's somewhere you ain't supposed to be. And I think they shot on the north side, they shot on the south side, they shot
Yeah.
on the west side. I'm familiar with, and I think it was tastefully done because again, if you do too much of that, then people are going to complain about how thin the character dynamic is. And like, there's a lot of moving pieces with this show. So I feel like my only, yeah, I don't have a problem about how they did the buildup. I think the buildup was done pretty well. If you don't like slow buildups, I can understand that because I
Key,
think,
I
like I
would
it,
said,
it, that's
she used her ability of using the suit was really just her to kind of fly around and do reconnaissance. And it's like, okay, so when does the action pick up? But it's like
Yeah.
it builds into she didn't have the suit
so
to
so
do that. She ended up doing.
So Kyle, if I
but
may,
it
just
it
super quick,
wait Max,
CJ,
I just have to
wait,
just
wait 1 minute,
all right,
and
go ahead.
because after CJ, you could get on my point. I
hold on.
actually
Did y'all
want,
let Mark go yet?
yeah, no, Mark's gone now, and we should have let him go. But super quick, Kyle, you know what part I'm talking about? I wish they expanded a bit more on. When they saw that poster of Riri Williams, and they were like, "Yo, you're one of the people that like made it out. Look, you won all these awards, and you were kind of the small town hero." I actually think that would have been an actual great way to talk about all the development programs and
uh that happened in Chicago, which some of them I'm familiar with, but to talk about the positive side of Chicago. And I would have that's what I personally would have liked to see more of. Not mad that they didn't, because I agree with you, it's not the focus of the show, but I would have liked to see a bit more of that. Go ahead, CJ.
Has anybody ever watched that show Blind Sliding on HBO? It was like
What
on
was
for
it
a little
called?
bit. Blind Sliding, or yeah, Train Sliding, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of them
yeah. Train
shows.
spotting. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like
Train spotting.
yeah, they were in like what's it called, San Francisco, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I love
They
Oakland.
that.
were in Oakland.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
thank you,
yeah,
thank you. I love that show so much because they made Oakland a character in and of itself. And I really think they had a great opportunity to do that with this show. And part of me felt like a little, not like it messed the show up at all, but a little bit of that was lacking because of how much making the city a character can add to the storytelling and the character dynamics and that sense of community that they were trying to talk about. So again, it's not stuck in the negativity aspect at all. It's just the city itself is a character, the beautiful parts and the bad parts. That's one of the few things that makes the shine so good, that they made Chicago a character in and
yeah.
of itself. It's not
May
all
I
I
one
will.
or the other.
I
And
I I I
may
will
I
say some
recommend
behind
the
the
movie?
scenes.
Go ahead,
May I
Joanna.
sorry, may I recommend the movie for you, CJ, since you liked Blind
Mark is going
Spotting?
next too.
The
oh no,
movie
I
since
love the movie. I love the movie.
since you love the movie and the TV series Blind Spotting, please see the movie Freaky Tales, also set in Oakland, that is a little bit more, it's very comic booky, but it's based off of a few actual things that happened.
All
So
right, go ahead,
Freaky
Mark.
Tales.
Hold on. Mark, you're trying to get in. Go ahead, Mark.
All right, real quick, and I'm sad that he left in the time that I had left real quick and came back. I need y'all to do better housekeeping, better housekeeping notes, and things of that nature. The individual that you guys just had in this space, his name is Lord Jamba. And Lord Jamba is one of the founding members of a He-Man woman-hating club, especially of black women, specifically of black women, called the Gauntlet,
I knew
who
that was that nigga.
emphasizes taking black women to low-budget places like Starbucks and Jamba Juice for first dates. Now, if that doesn't put into your mind the type of person that you're dealing with when they're saying idiotic things like Star Lord has redeeming traits, like just think about that for a
He
moment
asked
as
if
you
representation matters.
huh, yeah, I
I don't know if
mean
y'all paid attention
this
to what he had on, but he definitely looked like he was like,
So, Mark, you know I know him
yeah, I know you
quite
know him.
frequently. I still like to spar with niggas. Like I
No,
can't help it.
I don't like
I
sparring with
gotta do
niggas
it.
like that. I'm sorry, like once niggas like that who are one thing I really hate is I hate having to have specific conversations with men who are disenfranchised, who bring their inner ideologies onto a voice app, just to either gain some sort of attention or to placate other niggas that feel the same way he is because he's a fucking loser. I'm sorry, I'm just like I'm against that belief. So yeah, man. He only came in here just to combat that because that's the kind of individual he is. So always keep this in mind.
Because what was the point of him asking me, bringing up the point that I said she wear her hair like mine? Nigga,
They
what?
hate black women.
but that's
The
yeah.
Who
gauntlet
said
hates
But
that? Wait,
black
wait. Who
women.
said that? Who said that?
I identified right away that he was one of those. I have a job here, Negroes, and I date white women. And I was just like, okay,
Wait, who
cool, but
said that?
He did come off
Who
that
said
way.
that?
what?
Who said what Mark literally just said? That's like which person?
He's
Oh,
talking
the
about Jamba.
Jamba.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay, okay.
a nigga named. I mean, not to say Jamba Juice ain't decent. I've had Jamba Juice, but
I looked at his profile. He literally got that image off of Google.
well, there
And
you
I'm
go.
just like literally, I thought that was a real nigga, but apparently he just yeah.
Nah, that nigga
Oh,
light
he
Bullshit.
skinned.
irritated
That
the
nigga
hell out of me talking
sadly.
about would you identify with her if she wasn't
Would you
black?
I
Yeah,
that
bitch.
that's
Yes,
what I
I
was
would.
saying. Like that's what I was saying. Like, bro, like
doesn't matter if she's black or white. Like, what the fuck you saying? Like, you just come on here just to talk. That's why I was just like, he was talking, and then like, I got moved down to the goo for
But
that.
the same,
I I got
but
moved
the way that
down.
I go up for Riri is the same way I would go up for Rogue. It's the same way I would go up for Carol Danvers. Like, don't talk to me like, oh, you're just liking it because it's black. He one of them people that would have been against whatever Martin Luther King had going on. Them the type of
Oh
people
Oh,
shit.
like.
exactly,
He's the
exactly.
type of person like Monique was telling when she was talking to Charlemagne and she said you would have told Massa on us. That's the kind of nigga he is. I hope he
Hmm.
don't never come back.
Yeah, but like I said, I think the show for 6 episodes, and I know this is specifically about the episode 4, so I'm not gonna skip forward, but um, I feel like it leaves enough to lead into the movie. Where if they do a 2-hour movie or 2 hour and 20-minute movie, you can do a little bit more depth. And I think you know Ryan Coogler being behind it, it's like he hit some of the he hit some spots that are kind of not the typical spots like the bean and all the other shit. He hit some spots and some of the places that are fictional places uh that are in the show. You've got Stan's Donuts, you've got Do Right Donuts, you got some staples in there that are kind of like if you know, you know, if you're a foodie, you'll like to go there. So, and not only that, like some of the actors and actresses used that aren't big time actors or actresses that are from Chicago. So I feel like, I would have liked there to been a little bit more of the lingo, considering, Chicago niggas are, you speak like myself, or, niggas sound like they're from Mississippi
Hmm.
and we have our own
He,
lingo.
I highly recommend. I highly recommend that you look at some of the behind the scenes on videos, and they talk about Chicago a lot. Ryan Coogler and the two directors, they talk about Chicago a lot, and that's like how they tried to and like how they tried to imbue Chicago into the show. That's literally what they tried to do.
Yeah, Riri, her character, she looks like a girl from the West Side. Like she just like they did a good job of, and I can't really explain how that sounds, but she looks like a Chicago girl who
I get what you
would
mean.
go. She fits the profile perfectly, and even showing the brownstones, you know what I'm saying, and like her mama being into like um tarot and like and then having Cree Summers, who's
A
like a
woohoo
national
girl.
treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Curry,
got
hey,
the.
Key, thank you so much because I've been waiting for a Chicago person to come in and tell me if they got the feel of Chicago right in
I
this.
feel like they
Because I
did.
don't know. And that's all I need to hear because it seems like when Ryan or any person of his team tries to get a location, like they're intentional with the location
Yeah,
and they give that I feel like they give a character to the location, but I do need those people from that location to tell me. Like we got from senators, we had people who knew people or came from the Mississippi Delta and so forth, kind of relay the same feeling. It's great to hear that the team did good on this one because I really do have a fondness for Ironheart because I love that comic. I love the concept. And I feel like the direction they did and everything was great. I take a couple points off for like fight scenes, but other than that, the story is well put together for me. So I really enjoyed it. And I'm not gonna let anyone shame me for enjoying this content.
yeah. I mean,
Shame, nigga.
I think that it's yeah. Like I have my critiques, but I'm also not gonna like sit here and whine about Coogler is kind of getting the Disney Marvel key from Kevin Feige based on his success with Black Panther,
And
and now you're
and
starting to get
with
more of
also
his
Sinners
creative
too.
control. Right, absolutely. So I think um we need, and like I said, there are aspects of it where it's like people are like, well, why they ain't showing her eating Harold or Uncle Remus, and just little stupid shit that we want to see this culture. But it's like, I think when you think about this is supposed to appeal to a wide mass of people that are not just black. um I think he made Chicago as authentic as he could, that downplays the stereotypes that a lot of non-black people and black people not from here put on Chicago. So I think I wasn't mad at him kind of glorifying some of the areas that are not just O Block. Because I just think everybody comes here and thinks O Block is a whole part of Chicago, and it's like, it's some small area that you have to actually have access to get into. So I fuck with the fact that he made it cultural enough, and also it's a digestible palette for non-black people to dive into this character. And I like the fact that she wasn't exactly just this blue collar superhero like Captain America is. Like, she's making a lot of bad decisions throughout the course of this show. And she's learning, like, the more that you make decisions for right now, it's kind of like you're stepping in quicksand. The deeper you're getting yourself into other shit. And that kind of turns somebody who was an ally to you into a potential enemy. So I just feel like there's a lot of good things set up here for a movie, and I think however they play it into this what is this? We're in phase six right now. However they
Phase five.
continue with it, I thought phase five was ending with what did phase five end with?
Isn't this phase?
This
Isn't
is
this
the
like
end.
phase?
This is the end of phase five right here.
And rolling
This
into six.
project
Okay,
was
Okay.
the
okay, okay,
end.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like
Okay.
how you're
Fantastic
getting
Four starts phase six.
six. Yes, 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 yes. So I like how that's playing
Okay,
out,
okay.
and I'd like to see the movie. Again, I'm in on Coogler. I just think, things are not going to be 100% how any of us would want it, but I just feel like he's getting a lot of real estate and a lot of trust, and I just feel like even if we don't love something, I feel like support has to be support because we've supported shitty
Yeah.
superhero movies from white directors and gone and bought
Facts.
it, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like, why are we
Hmm.
nitpicking the
Moonlight.
first? Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
let's be real.
Homeboy lost me when
After
he
after
said
Daredevil,
Moon Knight was
Ironheart is
better than this.
objectively after Daredevil, Ironheart is objectively one of the better shows of the from the TV shows we've gotten here, like hands down. And then on top of that, when like we gotta really have a conversation, Marvel does not do coming of age stories nearly as well as this was done, or this is being done,
CJ, that
and that's
yeah,
something
man
I don't.
told me that
Huh?
Moon Knight was better than this.
Who?
Jumba.
bro, y'all should have removed him.
I mean, I hate to agree,
Nigga,
but like but it kind of is.
no,
I
it's
mean,
not.
action
No, no,
wise,
no, no,
Nah,
no, 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 no,
action
no.
wise,
Let's not
yes.
read that,
Action wise,
Marcus. No, no,
yes.
no, no. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Play it out, Marcus. What about
Action.
Moon Knight is better than this?
The
You know, I'll
action,
get outside the fight
the
scenes.
action, and like the psychological aspect of it, like the fact that this nigga is going crazy, literally right in front of us, and he's literally switching personalities. He's struggling what's real and what's not. He's struggling like with what's real and what's not, and he's
And
basically
if that wasn't
just
Oscar Isaac, would you still call it good?
if it wasn't with like Oscar Isaac,
If it was somebody else who wasn't as good as an actor as Oscar Isaac, and they had to literally live and die on how well that was written, would you say that
hmm
was good?
no.
You would no, you would not say that was good. It was not even a good representation of somebody with multiple personality disorder. Even then, the
hmm
only reason why it came out good is because Oscar Isaac can flip into the different characters, but it did make sense. The story got very lackluster. The pacing was off. The writing made no sense after a certain point. And let's be real, they never even had him in a suit enough to really even call it Moon Knight. And when they did, they just hold him out for the most of it. It's like it's not. No, I'm sorry. Like, how are we even comparing the two right now? Like honestly, we like Moon Knight is successful because it was made. That's why it's a win. Other than that, it was not good. Like let's not play this game.
But you can't tell me that the action scenes in like Moonlight like were better like we're better in this. Be
Okay, so
honest.
well, you know what? Yeah, we'll take that at about. Okay, so all
I'm about
them
to say
fight
he
scenes together.
already
And the
admitted
act
to that in the beginning. He
No, but
said
if
besides the fight
all those
scenes.
fight
and
scenes
also
all together and at best they
the acting
equal
was
out to
top
like what
tier.
15, 20 minutes of it. Other than that, what else you got?
The acting. You can't tell me that
Okay,
the acting was bad. And the visual effects and this and let me just say
bro,
this, the
are
psychological
you not
aspect.
hearing where we gave you the action? Now move on, because that's not going to win this argument. It's just fight scenes. So give me another point that makes it
That
better.
bro, I'm literally telling you, you're not listening. I said the acting, the visual effects, and the direction of the show. Did we all know that? Did we all know that Mark like had a third like personality? Did we?
Yes, yes, we did.
If you paid attention, yes. If you follow the story, you kind of expected at least three or four more personalities to come out.
He blacked out a hand. He only blacked out like a handful of times. They never showed him
And
like
they
they.
told you what happens every
Yeah.
time he blacks out. Somebody else takes over. So again, like again, what do like? All
There's
right.
a literal scene between him and his other personality talking, and he was like, "I didn't do that." Well, I didn't do that either.
Oh,
They
it's
What?
the
showed a
other.
lock. They showed a locked box with another personality. Yes, I know. I just think that they should have explored all of them much more thoroughly. Besides the one that he has, I feel like they should have done a little bit more like character development on his third personality. Like, why is this one so dangerous? Like, why is this one so dangerous? That's than the others. Why does this one speak another language?
So it sounds like you're admitting that Oscar Isaac was a really great actor in a bad show.
He, you can you. I mean, he was given what he was given. I mean, what do you want me to say?
So
So
a
every
great actor
person
in
that
a bad
says this
show.
show is
Thank you.
better keeps telling me that the writing is bad. What the heck?
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody told me that the writing was bad, and look, what I was saying earlier, I I, I kind of agree with the people. How did she make an iron suit out of a car in a couple days?
Nigga, how did he make it in the cave in a couple
That is a
days?
far more advanced suit, more advanced than her MIT suit.
And look at how much of a gap in time it
Hold
was
on,
between that when he made the other suit and
CJ,
what
hold
she
on,
I'm
did.
gonna let y'all
CJ,
continue.
It
Go
makes
ahead.
so.
CJ.
Wait, hold on,
Tell
no, no,
me
no, 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 no,
tell
no,
me
no,
that
no,
that
no, no.
suit
They,
isn't
sir,
just
they
like the one
said
that she had
no.
in
Hold
Shit
on,
makes
hold
sense.
on,
Hold
hold
Tell
on.
it.
on.
It make
Tony Stark himself said the world was 10 years behind him when making that suit, and Hammer Industries 20. Think about wait, wait. So Iron Man originally came out in 2007, and I think in real MCU time it says it came out in 2007.
2008.
2017, okay, even better, cool. 28, 2010, 28, 20, 2008, cool. 2018 already passed. That's 10 years. 2025, that's another what? Five, seven? What are we talking about? This, it's more than enough time for the world to have caught up, and for her, the ease of access in which she did makes a lot of sense. So what are we talking about?
I'm just like, now, CJ, you gotta tell me
These
that
niggas are walking around
tell
with
me
nanos.
tell me that
They're
that suit
walking around with
doesn't look like.
nanosuits, and you think
See,
Iron
CJ,
Man
hold
suit
on,
is out of pocket?
my nigga, hold on. Tell me that that suit doesn't look like the one that she had in just a Wakanda Forever. Tell me that.
No, it doesn't. It looks a lot better.
That's
That
what
was
I'm
one of my biggest
saying. And
critiques.
that's what I'm saying. She made it with little parts. She made it from a car in a garage.
I'm still missing a point. Am I bugging?
Oh my lord.
You're not bugging.
No,
I mean,
I'm like I'm trying to
I'm
get it,
not.
but it's still not making sense. Like
I mean that's the point. A lot of shit in the show didn't make sense. Aside
That's
from the acting was okay. The story was decent. It's just that a lot of shit in the show just didn't make sense. And then they put magic in the suit shout out to the actor, I forgot her name, but her mom was a dropout. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That didn't make sense to
wait,
me, bro.
who? What didn't make sense?
The
Iron
mom,
Man,
Zelma.
Ironheart.
Cree
Okay,
Summers not. I know in the comic she's a badass, but for her to first time using magic to that level, conjuring dark magic at that, and putting it in a suit, that didn't make a lot of sense. And then Riri used that shit effectively and
Doctor Strange
efficiently
learned magic for two
against the
weeks and was
hood.
already manipulating time.
And they
Come on,
even
bro.
told her that this magic comes at a
Uh-oh.
cause.
These arguments falling apart, CJ, right?
They said that to him too, and he still started messing with time after 2 weeks of training. That sounds
He
like she had
he
a very. That sounds like old girl had a very good aptitude for magic. Like most of the niggas in the MCU, they jump a lot of do a lot of leaps and bounds because they have an
I
aptitude
wish
for
I
that
just say
particular
this because
field
she's
we're
a
talking
black
about.
woman. That's the issue. Because that's what it seemed like
Hey,
to
black girl
me.
magic, baby.
black magic.
But nah, of
But
course, she
this
had a high aptitude of magic. Was that supposed to correlate to Riri using that shit in her suit against the hood? Because that was
she
one of
was
her trump cards. Like,
yeah, she had to.
man, this shit didn't make. I'm sorry, bro. This shit didn't
I
make sense
mean,
to me.
wait, do we not
Hey,
understand that the whole premise of this show, as far as what it's supposed to do for the MCU, is to literally marry technology and magic? That's
Magic.
the whole point of this show, is to show the marriage between the two in the MCU. So What are we missing?
Can I say something real quick?
Please do.
I
How
and
you
I'm gonna
doing,
go
bro?
back down to the goo because I feel
Relax,
like
Jesus.
I've been listening to y'all, and I feel like what some of y'all want to say, but y'all won't say. I'm gonna just say it for y'all. Okay.
Oh
So
shit.
y'all so it don't have to come out y'all mouth. Okay. I'm gonna say it for you guys. The reason why people like us don't like Riri Williams and Ironheart is because we like when the white men do it. We feel empowered when Tony Starks built a suit in the fucking desert in like 3 days. We love
Wait,
that
what?
shit. Well, please let me finish. We love that. We don't want to see a black genius, okay? We don't want to see a black genius. We hate that shit. We don't want
This
to
she
see it.
said
And
the black
especially the
woman
fact
genius.
that you gave her titties and a vagina, we hate that shit too. We don't care that fucking Doctor Strange was literally manipulating time and bringing pages back to books and eating and uneating apples and shit
Right?
on his third day outside in the field when he couldn't even really fight like that. We don't care about that. We
Oh,
don't
to each his
care.
honest.
They only people that can be advanced and great in the MCU is white people. How dare a black girl, black woman, sorry, how dare
Well, I'm
she,
gonna chop down this
be
tree
like
right
that?
now.
Wait,
So
wait,
I'm
Pokemon.
just gonna say
Doctor
Hold
Strange
on,
had
let
to
her
this.
finish,
This
do.
is
Hold
bro.
on,
exactly
hold
what
on, hold
this is
on,
Doctor
hold
Strange had
on.
to
exactly.
learn
Let her
from his
finish.
And
Let
if
her
mentor.
it's
Let
not
finish.
her
three, and if it's
finish.
Damn.
not 3 days, it's 2 weeks. That nigga ain't do that shit out the month. That nigga literally
Wait, Pokemon.
start. That nigga learned how to teleport. And Doctor Strange is actually one of my favorite. So that nigga learned how to teleport and start teleporting the bad part of the fucking library and start reading and shit. Bruh,
He
that's
is a quick
like
learner.
Wait,
so.
Pokemon.
Okay,
I'm
hold
a
on,
hurt
And
wait,
real
she
wait.
quick.
can't be?
And
That's crazy.
a 15-year-old going to MIT that was accepted into MIT
At
is
15,
is not a quick learner. This is the shit that I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna just say it for you. I hate black women.
Doctor Strange had a fucking degree in like so many other degrees.
in what
And
magic, nigga?
the
In magic, nigga?
wait,
In
but
magic, nigga? He had a doctorate in
hold
magic.
on. What? How long did he stay in Kamar-Taj for? How long before he actually started
Y'all know
learning the
this,
time
this
spell?
argument ain't making no sense, right? I just think
How
you
long
know
did he
that
start
part.
learning magic?
Hey, yo, I'm gonna hurt these niggas real quick. Question: why don't we give Captain America any fucking flack for being a roid junkie, and we give him credit for beating niggas who did it naturally? Why do we keep giving that nigga credit?
Wait, what? Say that again.
Why do we give Captain America credit for being a roid head and beating niggas who got it out the mud naturally? We give that nigga all the credit in the world. We don't beat.
Sense,
We
Roydhead, you
don't
mean
beat.
taking like the super soldier
We
serum?
don't.
sense, you
Is
do.
that not the highest form
Look.
of steroids possible?
Oh god. he
A super
he
soldier
was just
serum
a
ain't juicing that? Wait,
he
no.
was just
No, yes or no question. Yes or no question. Super soldier serum
yes.
isn't juicing.
Yes, it did for
Okay,
the form.
then why don't we question or make him quantify half the dubs he gets? Nobody was sitting there saying, "Oh, he's a super soldier" when he was holding Thanos back, right? We was giving him credit for it. So why now do we got to nitpick this? And please give me a good reason other than the reason we all thinking. Because my nigga, the way y'all trying to not explain it, y'all are playing it out in reverse in the craziest way possible.
That's a
Yo,
fact.
yo, I ain't gonna stunt. All the good, bad, and indifferent reviews on Ironheart. I think with that alone, it should get a season two.
Oh,
this,
let's
this
get a
show is
season
garnering
two.
so
It's the
much
most
attention
watched
right
on
now.
Disney
I think,
Plus.
I think it, I think it actually should get a season two, so we can just, get it and be
Oh no,
satisfied.
that season's guaranteed. It's the most watched show on Disney Plus.
But
They ain't playing with
this
that.
isn't the last we're gonna see of her. She's in another spin-off show and then she's in Doomsday.
Wait, she gonna be in the Doomsday movie? Oh, I'm
Yes,
definitely trying to go see that.
yes.
Okay, let's go. See, I
She's in
support Black woman.
Doomsday. And there's like I all right, so I'm just I'm just gonna say this, but a lot of Marvel characters, they probably within whenever like they start something, a few weeks, a month, or something later, they have to learn quick because shit happens very quick. Am I wrong or not? Because Iron Man had to learn quick. Doctor Strange, he had to learn quick because of Dormammu. She had to learn quick because of these fucking vigilantes in the hood. So they all had to. It's like you get what I'm saying.
No, I guess they had to learn quick. It's just again, why do we not make them quantify their dubs more than we do Riri?
I mean, Pokemon just said that just like, oh, I mean, well, she already doesn't hate like black women, so like that's in that. So like everything that she said like is invalid, pretty much. Because I'm rooting for my black woman out here.